This is Battlefield 1 running on an Intel Xeon E5 1620 at 3.6 gigahertz with 16 gigs of RAM and a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 video card. Currently, I am running, I think I turned it down to medium. It'll run at 1080p resolution, and it will run very playably at high or even ultra settings. I turned it down a little bit because on this game there's very little actual visual difference between medium and maxed out, and that's the case in a lot of these games. And when that is the case, I will generally sacrifice settings for frame rate. If that's not the case, sometimes I will prefer better settings, but in this game it is the case, therefore I have. So with this one, I'm going to try something a little different. So instead of just being a game demo, I'm also going to do kind of a commentary on the system itself, covering the kind of stuff that I can't, well, I could, but it would be kind of difficult for me to try to cover in wording on the ads themselves. So I can give you kind of some background info on the systems, some of the cool stuff about a given system, things like that. I'm going to start trying to do that on systems like this, where it is a kind of a one game video. Some of the systems I do where I've got several of the system, I'll do like 5, 6, 7 videos of different games. But where I have a system like this where I'm just going to do one video, I'm going to do the commentary style on it. So this particular system is a HP business grade workstation. It's a Z420. It is basically the same technology as ultra high-end 2nd and 3rd gen i7. This particular system, the processor, the E5 1620, is essentially the exact same chip as a i7 3820. When these systems were new, you wouldn't really buy them to game on. The performance to price bang for the buck ratio just wasn't very good. But now that these are affordable, it's actually, if you can deal with the fact that it's not in a gorgeous custom case and it doesn't have a few of the overclocking features you'd get on a custom unit, this probably would knock the socks off any similar system. Any similar system in the same price range. Especially when it comes to upgradability. A unit like this, one of the cool things is because these are business workstations, these were originally intended for like CAD type work, or like if you bought a system for video editing straight from a manufacturer rather than customizing one yourself. This is the kind of unit you'd buy. A couple of cool things with this. Hard drive upgradability is kind of insane. It's got 10 hard drive, shall we say, SATA ports. Ooh, this guy wants to kill me. It also has, because it's Intel's higher end platform, it does have 8 RAM slots as well. In addition to the fact that it's got a decent power supply from the get-go, it's got 600 watt power supply, which is more than sufficient for this chip and any current, reasonably current gen video card. Trying to think what else on this particular system. And it does have a second video card slot. I don't think it'll do SLI, but if you needed a second video card, it does have a full 16x second slot for it. And actually, these aren't horrible looking systems. Sometimes they do like funky silver accents and crap like that. This is actually a decent looking all black case. Certainly it's not as nice as, you know, if you bought like one of those gorgeous big Antec cases or something, or like a big Cooler Master or Corsair, but it's not a bad looking box, and it's actually, for the type of hardware that it is, it's actually a fairly compact case. Normally you see hardware like this in really big cases, but this kind of is the best of both worlds, with a decent sized but not overly massive type box. but still has plenty of room for pretty much anything most people would put in it. So based on what I've looked at so far, again, I'm not going to do a video for every single game under the sun for this build, but so far from what I've seen, this build you're not going to come across any games that this cannot run at a decent level. This is not going to be maxing out every new game out there, but if you're looking to run on, say, like a 1080p 27-inch monitor, which is what I'm running on right now. Not a single game on the market, to the best of my knowledge, isn't going to be able to run this at this kind of level, say medium or better settings. You will never have, at least not for a while anyway, you will not have a compromised gameplay experience with one of these units. You just won't be maxing out all the settings. Okay, so anyway, I think this should give everybody a pretty good idea of what you're looking at with this build. Hope everybody finds this informative and interesting, and thanks for watching the video.